Welcome back to Introduction to For Loops in JavaScript. With Code Academy, I am the coding teacher and I'm here to teach you how to code. This exercise 9 of 13 where they introduce arrays. So arrays are a super important concept. They give you like a brief overview here. They're able to store lists of data and they are ordered so the position of the data is fixed, and in some languages, like in JavaScript is one of them, you can store different data types at the same time. This is not true in all languages. So what is the real purpose of arrays? The real purpose of arrays is, like, let's say that you're making a game, right? And you have a map. So in the map should know how many enemies there are and which and where they are and what have you. But if you wanted to keep track of all your enemies without arrays, you have to say something like var enemy 1 and then whatever, keep track of that, create that enemy with his position and his parameters, and var enemy 2 and have some other value for enemy 2, var enemy 3 and have some value for enemy 3. Now what would this mean, right? So let's say that you pick an arbitrary number of enemy variables, 100. Once you've killed them off, you still have all those variables in memory taking up space and wasting space. But if you have a really small level that only has 10 enemies, then you're going to have 90 wasted variables. What if you have a really large level that, in theory could or should hold 1,000 enemies, but you only have 100 enemy variables and you're constrained by that, so your level can only have 100 enemies. So that would place a very big constraint on the type of programs that you can create. Like if let's say that you're creating a gradebook program to keep track of student grades, and you had to have a variable for each grade, then you would be constrained to, first of all, you would be constrained to a maximum number of grades, which is determined by the number of variables you created. And secondly, if you have fewer students than that, then you have a bunch of wasted variables. So we don't want either of those scenarios. That's why we have arrays. Arrays are able to store collections of data without knowing how many elements we're going to have in advance. So we're going to make our own array called junk. The syntax to declare an array, like any other variable in JavaScript, is like this: var junk equals, and then the value. For the value, we're going to create two brackets like that symbolizes an empty array. But they don't want it to be empty array. They want it, what do they want it to have? Put 4 bits of data in. First 2 strings and then 2 numbers. So thug life and then 2 numbers, 305 8004. There we go. So there's our array. Each element is separated by commas, right? The first 2 are strings and then the latter 2 are numbers. So if we run, now what we need to do is console.log to print out junk, right? So if we submit that, this is what happens. This is what gets printed to the console, each element of the array one by one. So that's it for this exercise. I hope that was helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.